Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the Diagnostic World video. So in this video we're in an Audi right now, but the guide I'm going to show you is really the same for whatever you've got, like an Audi, a VW, a Seat or a Skoda, any VAG or VW Audi group vehicle. So the reason I really wanted to make this video is because I wanted to kind of show you the main reasons as to why you're probably getting the ABS warning lights on your dashboard. So if you look at this particular one here, we've got the don't worry about the airbag light, just forget about that for now. We've got the ABS light showing right there. And that's because we've got the park and brake on. We've got the traction warning light right there. We've got a TPMS right next to it, and the park and brake with a line through it as well. They're all kind of linked, and the headlight one is linked as well to this fault that we've got here. The vehicle is currently jacked up on the front right hand side, and that will become obvious as to why we're doing that in a moment. But first of all, I wanted to kind of run through some of the reasons why it's probable that your ABS warning lights are showing on the dashboard of your Audi, VW, Seat or Skoda. And I would say there are probably three main reasons. Okay, the first one, the most common reason, is because of a faulty ABS sensor. So each wheel has its own ABS sensor, okay, and that sends signals to the ECU, letting the ECU know how the wheel is performing. So it's probably most likely going to be one of those sensors, okay? And the sensors are generally quite cheap and they're generally quite easy to replace, so don't worry about that if you do. I think that's probably the lesser of three evils here. Well, maybe not the lesser, maybe one of the two lessers. The next thing, well, sorry, the ABS sensor is probably going to cost around maybe like £100 for a genuine one. You could probably pick up a replacement for around about maybe £25–30 if it's an aftermarket part. I would always recommend the genuine, but it's entirely your decision. The next thing is a pretty obvious one, but there could be low ABS fluid, low hydraulic fluid in there. You know, sometimes there can be leaks in the system, so if you are getting a low fluid, or the problem is the low fluid, then you also want to check the system as well, because if the fluid's escaping, it's got to be going somewhere and it's coming from somewhere, so you'll continue to get that unless it's actually fixed. So that's one to check out for. And the other thing is a faulty ABS module. Sometimes the ABS system, the computer and ECU, it's called an ABS module, can just fry. It could just be age of the module. It could have corrosion due to water ingress or moisture, depending on the life that the vehicle's led. So check out that as well, but mainly it's probably going to be one of those three things. Now we're going to use this iCar Software's version 1.0 tool to diagnose specifically, and the reason why I kind of do this is because we see a lot of internet forum posts saying my ABS light is on, what's the problem? And then there'll be replies, people genuinely trying to be helpful, but they're saying, oh, it's the rear left ABS sensor, or it's the rear left, it's the rear right. It could be any of those, but you know, without knowing on your specific vehicle, it's impossible to know. It's pointless going around changing things that other people are saying. You may as well do it right the first time by diagnosing it correctly and actually replacing the correct part, okay? So we're using this tool now. I'll pop the link to this kit in the description below this video. There are fakes, there are clones on the market. They can damage your vehicle. It's just not worth going down that route. So if you use the link in the description, it will take you to the genuine product, okay? So we're going to click into Diagnostics and we're going to click Audi. I'm going to click the latest software version, which is 34 at the time of making this video. We'll go VIN identify. It basically allows the tool to find the VIN number and then ultimately find the vehicle information. So it's a 2016 Audi, and we're going to go to control unit, which allows us to diagnose the specific system that we wish to. And in this case, we need to go to brake electronics, okay? So brake electronics, and we need to go to fault code. So the fault codes we're getting, C101B14. We had previously diagnosed this off camera, and we know that there was a faulty front right ABS sensor, so that ties in with exactly what we were getting previously. And there are a few others as well relating to that, but I'm not too worried about those at the moment. What I think, these are these are like U codes, which are like connection codes, and then that's a passive and a C code. So it's all telling us the same thing really, but we've put a new ABS sensor in, and what we need to do now is clear the fault. Okay, so clearing the fault tells the ECU that you fixed the fault and you want the ECU to turn off the warning lights. I'm not 100% sure as to whether it'll do it because we have still got the vehicle jacked up. So we'll just check. We'll see what we can do first of all. So clear fault memory. We'll go erasing fault codes. Erase operation done, and it has removed the warning lights. That's a good sign. Yes, it's a good sign. So that's, and then we'll go back in to read fault codes. Does it give us any of those other ones? It gives us another one of those U codes. I'm not too worried about that at the moment. We will have a look at that off camera, but that's a good sign. And that's so yeah, we'd had a faulty front right ABS sensor, which we have obviously put back in, and once we put it back in, you need the code reader to actually reset the fault codes, reset the warning light, and yeah, that's pretty much hopefully all you will need to do. You know, the ABS sensor is probably the easiest, actually, I would say, because it's probably harder if you've got low fluid, because the chances are the fluid is escaping somewhere. So it's harder to diagnose a leak and find the leak and fix the leak than it is to replace an ABS sensor. Okay, but hopefully this video is maybe giving you an understanding of how this the ABS system works and what you need to do. We need to deal with that the airbag light, but we'll deal with that separately. But I'll pop the link to this kit in the description below this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this helps.